Salutations, and welcome back to Quantum Wisdom. I'm Morgan, and today we're going to go and get into a little bit of reincarnation. In the past couple of episodes, we've done chakras and our energy points throughout the body. And then we did mindfulness and how that works with everyday living. And then we've done law of attraction and self-hypnosis. So today we're going to go into reincarnation. And as always, calm the body, calm the mind, balance the mind, balance the body. And since we're not doing an actual meditation today, we will do the sound bowl before we get into reincarnation. So we're going to clear the air. Beautimous. All right. So, I am by no means an expert on any of the topics that I talk about. These topics are subjects that I am very interested in and have been interested for a long time, and I've researched them on my own. I have gained wisdom from my research, and that has inspired me. I have found tools that I have used personally to gain insight throughout my life and my relationships. I am sharing this with you today so that you may gain wisdom within if you so choose. If there is anything that I had said that has inspired or piqued your interest, please go research. There is so much that you can find on social medias, in books, and other things like that. Many people and many cultures, they believe in reincarnation, where spirit or your soul has lived in a previous life before this one. And that's what we're going to talk about today. In Buddhism, they believe in reincarnation enough to find the Dalai Lama every time that the Dalai Lama has reincarnated. And in Hinduism, should I say, karma is what brings us back to our next life. There are children all over the world that from about 3 years old has remembered their past lives. And some of them have even gone and seen their old places of residence. Some people go around the world and travel and find a building or something that will spark remembrance. That being said, there has been a lot of scientists and doctors that wanted to find where we have been created. In 1907, Dr. Duncan McDougall from Massachusetts wrote a paper on how much somebody, when they died, how much weight they had released. And they found 21 grams of unexplained weight loss at time of death. So they're concluding that that was the weight of a soul. And that's what he had put into his paper. Now with the soul, it's mostly consciousness. And that's what we have throughout our lives is consciousness. We're very conscious of our day-to-day. And with the day-to-day, we are in a certain kind of consciousness, an awareness. Then there's subconscious. And the subconscious is our brain saying to our body how it works, how the blood pumps, how the organs work, and make the whole body work. It's also where we find our fight or flight reflexes. And that can actually come through to the next life that we live in. So if you're in a situation that your body starts saying, oh, what are we doing? And you've never been in that kind of situation before, your stomach kind of knots up or your heart beats a little bit faster. That is a fight or flight reflex that our mind puts us through. And then we've got the superconscious. And that connects us to the cosmos or the ether or our souls or a higher power even. With that, we can go back through and see what other subjects or other, how should I say this, scientists, hypnotists, doctors, they have all pondered what is beyond us. So we'll get into a little bit of what Edgar Cayce used to do. And he would connect to his higher self, a superconscious, to read other people's past lives or figure out what they can do with their body to make it work better. And then we've also got Dolores Cannon, who had done a lot of hypnosis to find out about past lives as well. Within the last 20 years or so with hypnosis, they're also finding that it's not just past lives here on this earth, it's past lives on other planets or other things. Reincarnation has been gaining a lot of ground here in the Western world, and that's been going on for the last couple of decades. So what Dolores Cannon and Edgar Cayce did was actually connect to what's called the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records, what you can think of is a database of everything that's ever happened. Or you can think of it as a library and has books all over the place, shelving upon shelving upon shelving. And it records everything. Every thought we've ever thought, every motion that we've ever done, every encounter that we have ever had, any experiences. And that's the Akashic Records. It's very much an etherical database. And then with what we consider like aha moments, or those moments of wisdom that we've all experienced it. Those are those parts of our souls that have remembered the wisdom from a past life. It's also like déjà vu. Déjà vu could be something that we had thought about prior to experiencing it, or it could be an experience that we have felt in a past life. What I really want to say is remember who you are. Since there is so much information to gather out there, that maybe, just maybe, there is something to reincarnation. And if you have come to the conclusion that you have lived a life prior to this one, then very much delve into that and find your own experience. And how you can go about having your own experiences is there are shamans out there are psychics out there are mediums out there in the metaphysical realm. Find genuine people. Find people who you resonate with. Not just anybody off the street. Really feel that person. And if that person resonates with you, go for it. Then there's meditation. And with meditation, it takes a little bit longer because you've got to practice. And it takes time to get to that spot where you can actually pull from your soul's past lives. Then there's hypnosis. You can go to any hypnotist that does past lives. Find a reliable one when you do it. And then there's quantum healing hypnosis. And it's a technique that Dolores Cannon had brought forth, and she teaches, even to this day. Bless her heart, she has passed. But she has a way to get to that one little itty-bitty point right before you go to sleep. It's that conscious part to sleep part, and it's right in between. It's very, very small, and it's able to go past that veil. And that's the sambolistic brainwave that you want to hit. And that will actually pop through the veil, and you'll be able to get to the Akashic records. You'll be able to talk to your higher self. You'll be able to even see if you can have a healing of sorts. It really lessens the impact of what's going on with you. If it's heart, liver, stomach, pain in any which way, it can also help with that. And that's where the quantum healing comes in. So if you want to find out who you were in a past life, any one of these will work for you. Just make sure you resonate with the method. Most people, when they go back and find out who they were not famous people. It's very rare when you find somebody who is actually famous. I think it was Edgar Cayce who did 2,500 sessions, and only 8% was actually famous. And we're finding out that some people were actually on different planets, which is pretty interesting. And there also some people are coming through as being just beings of light, which that's very interesting too. So the things that can be brought from the past life to the life today could be trauma, phobias, vows, and karma. With trauma, that's where your body will go into that fight or flight. If there is a situation that even if you don't think that it's a awful situation, your spirit could have been in that kind of situation before, and your subconscious will make your body feel like it needs to do something like that, oh my goodness, kind of thing. And then there's the phobias. Phobias can come through from like somebody going and being burned while they died prior. So they have a phobia of fire. Drowning could come across as a phobia of water or swimming. Then there's the vows. Vows, if you have a hard time talking to someone, it could be in the past life that you had a vow of silence. If you are having issues with relationship and intimacy issues, it could be vows of celibacy. It does happen. Then there's karma. Everybody brings in karma, especially if they've accidentally killed a grasshopper. That's karma. And we tend to come to the next life to release those karmas. So that's something that we can think about. And then just get in touch. Get in touch with your super consciousness, your higher self, and ask what happened. Be very clear in your asking what you want, and that will help you release those karmas or vows or traumas. So with reincarnation, it brings us to another topic, and it's more of a scientific topic, and that's what we'll go into next show. And we'll go into what's called sacred geometry. And that brings consciousness into a more scientific realm. With past lives, it's just something that if you resonate with it, you'll find somebody. You'll find a hypnotist, you'll find out how to do it through meditation. You can even do it through self-hypnosis. And that's why also I've gone through those other ones in my show, the mindfulness, the law of attraction, and self-hypnosis. These are all ways that you can find out who you were in a past life. So I've mentioned self-hypnosis, and we'll go into that a little bit more. So when you're doing self-hypnosis, there's several things that you can pick up on. You can find a tape. You can do it yourself, and that's just putting yourself into that kind of meditation state and talking yourself through relaxing each muscle from eyelids to facial muscles to neck muscles, back of the head and shoulders, and going all the way down to the toes. And you can do a specific body part as you go down and relax all of your muscles. Then bring that intention of seeing a past life. You can put yourself up in a cloud and bring yourself down and step down onto your past life, into the ground of your past life. And then start looking around. And then you're more aware when you do self-hypnosis than if you were to go to an actual hypnotist. And when you do that, and you do it yourself, it's a little more easier to talk yourself out of it. And you don't want to talk yourself out of it. You want to use your imagination. You don't want that back of the mind going, I'm just making this up. You're not really making it up. It's just in your memory. It's in your imagination. And that's what you want to pull from. And just stop saying, oh, I just made it up. Just go with it. Put that part of your mind in the back and just leave it there. Understand that your imagination, and when you get to a point in meditation to bring that out, it's memory. It's the soul's memory. And you'd be able to really understand it and find out how your life at that point went. So consider that. And just have fun with it. There's no right or wrong way of doing any of this. It's just what you want to do. You can lay down and do this. You can put yourself in a chair and do this. You can sit cross-legged on the floor and do this. You can even do this in your bathtub. There's so many ways that when you get comfortable and start using your imagination, it just flows. And trust it. Trust yourself. And trust the feelings that you get deep inside, those gut feelings. And I'm hoping that this has helped you in some kind of way, that it has perked some kind of interest. And I'm hoping that you'll go and find out for yourself. And in the next episode, we'll, like I said, get into the sacred geometry, and that's way more interesting. So stay tuned. It's been wonderful working with you today. All my best wishes in all of your endeavors. Have a great day. And until next time, go in peace and be blessed.
I don't care.
I
Cut, cut.